Hey there. Ever walked into a room full of people and felt your stomach drop because you had no idea what to say? Yeah, I've been there. Small talk can feel like the most awkward thing ever, but what if I told you it's a skill you can master in just a few minutes? Stick around because I'm sharing a story that changed how I talk to anyone, plus 3 simple hacks to make you a small talk pro. Let me take you back to a moment that still makes me cringe. A few years ago, I got invited to this fancy networking event. I was so excited. It was my chance to meet people who could help me grow my career. But the second I walked in, I froze. Everyone was chatting, laughing, and I was just standing there, holding a drink I didn't even like, pretending to check my phone. I felt invisible. And when someone finally came up to me and said, "Hey, what do you do?" I mumbled something about my job, and the conversation died in like 10 seconds. I left that event feeling so defeated, thinking, I'm just not good at this. But here's where things changed. I decided I wasn't going to let small talk hold me back anymore. I started researching, practicing, and, honestly, failing a lot. Then I met this guy, Mark, at a friend's party. Mark was the kind of person everyone gravitated toward. He could talk to anyone, whether it was a shy intern or the CEO, and make them feel like the most interesting person in the room. I watched him closely, and one day I asked him, "How do you do it?" He laughed and said, "Small talk isn't about being perfect, it's about being curious." That stuck with me. From that moment, I started experimenting with his advice, and slowly, I went from being the awkward wallflower to someone people actually wanted to talk to. Mark's advice completely shifted how I approach small talk, and now I'm passing it on to you. Small talk isn't about impressing people, it's about connecting with them. And the best part? You don't need to be naturally outgoing to do it. I've boiled it down to 3 simple hacks that'll make you a small talk pro in no time. Let's dive in. Hack number 1. Use the FORD method. FORD stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. These are safe, universal topics that anyone can talk about. For example, instead of asking, "What do you do?" which can feel stiff, try something like, "What's the best part of your job?" Or, "Do you have any fun weekend plans?" Let me show you how this works. A few weeks ago, I was at a friend's barbecue and I met this guy, Sam. I asked, "Do you have any trips planned this year?" Turns out, Sam loves hiking, and we ended up talking for 20 minutes about our favorite trails. The FORD method gives you a framework to keep the conversation flowing naturally. So next time you're stuck, just think, family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Pick one and go. Hack number 2, be a curious listener. This is what Mark taught me, and it's a game changer. People love talking about themselves. It's human nature. So instead of worrying about what to say next, focus on what they're saying and ask follow-up questions. For example, if someone says, "I just got back from a trip to Italy," don't just say, "Oh, cool." Ask, "What was your favorite part?" Or, "What's the best thing you ate there?" I tried this at a work event recently. A colleague mentioned she'd started painting as a hobby. I asked, "What kind of paintings do you do?" And before I knew it, we were deep in a conversation about her art. And she even invited me to her next gallery show. Being curious makes the other person feel valued, and it takes the pressure off you to come up with something clever. Hack number 3. Share a little, then pass the ball. Small talk is a two-way street, so don't just ask questions. Share a bit about yourself to keep things balanced. But here's the key. Don't overshare. Just give a small tidbit, then pass the conversation back to them. For example, if someone asks, "What do you do for fun?" I might say, "I love trying new recipes. Last weekend I made a terrible attempt at sushi, but it was hilarious. How about you? What do you do for fun?" See what I did there? I shared a quick, lighthearted story, then passed the ball back with a question. This keeps the conversation flowing without making it all about you. I used this trick at a family gathering last month. My cousin asked about my hobbies, and after I shared my sushi fail, he started talking about his own cooking disasters. We laughed so hard and it brought us closer. So there you have it. 3 simple hacks to master small talk. Use the FORD method, be a curious listener, and share a little, then pass the ball.